We're finally back. Boy, am I glad to have something to think about positively after the disappointment that was Sunday morning. You see, Johnny, the reason why Team Canada didn't win Olympic gold this year in Milan is they didn't have any Canadian Preds players. Remember back to 2010 and 2014 and Shea's contributions to Team Canada? Can we save further Olympic discussion for 4 years from now, please? Before you fly off the handle, Johnny, take a deep breath. Does someone somewhere have a voodoo doll collection of this roster? As always, not helping. I guess the season's over. So, that was the plan.
Why does it say placed on waivers?
Nothing said. I have to talk about dumb moves and a Peds front office. What the hell did I just watch? Do I really need to be here for this at this point?
I'm not having flashbacks to Game 4 against the Canucks last spring.
At this point, Johnny, you can just splice together old intros. Cue the intro.
Redemption take you home.
Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeat the Chicago Blackhawks by a final score of 4-2 Thursday night inside Bridgestone Arena. A strong performance by Big Juice, a 3-goal third period, including the game-winning goal by the Factor, culminates in the Preds with a huge victory coming out of the NHL Olympic break. It moves this team 2 points within that dividing line if you're going to play in late April or not. For the first time in 3 weeks, hey, we have Preds hockey to talk about, and it's a game where I don't end up pissed off. I will get this quickly out of the way and then move on to the game. Yes, congratulations to Team USA for your first men's Olympic hockey gold medal in 46 years. That's all I'm going to say about that, and the fact that we'll get you back in 4 years in France. For those who may be new to Preds fan reaction videos, yes, I am in Canada. I do root for the Predators, but I do root for Team Canada in international competitions. So just for these 3 weeks, yes, we weren't friends, but hey, welcome back. We're all rooting for the same team once again. Also, congratulations are in order to UC Soros and Eric Holla for their bronze medal that they won as part of Team Finland, who defeated Slovakia. As for this game, this is the first Preds game in 3 weeks, and coming out of the Olympic break, Coach Bruno elects to go with Justus Annunen in net in this one. Preds showing their rust early, can't get their feet under them, and then they take back-to-back high sticking penalties, first by Nick Perbix, and then after that one's killed off, Eric Holla takes a double minor, but fortunately the Preds penalty kill comes up strong and kills off both of them. Now, can they create some momentum out of coming up strong in penalty kill situations? Fast forward to just over 6 minutes into the first period. The puck comes behind the Blackhawks net. Spencer Knight goes behind to play it, and he gets it to Le Chanveau, and he tries to carry it out. It's poked away by Eric Holla. Unfortunately, I don't think he's still been credited with an assist, but he deserves one. And the cup comes into the slot to Philip Forsberg, who has all day to snipe it over Spencer Knight's shoulder. It goes in. His 25th of the season gives the Preds that all-important 1-0 lead. Some free advice to Swedish men's hockey coach Sam Holm. You play Philip Forsberg, you get goals. Makes sense to me. And no, I'm not going to deep dive into Swedish hockey team construction, but there are stories out there that you can still look up from the Olympic hockey tournament to try and make sense of why Forsberg had such little ice time during the tournament. Period continues, and eventually, as it winds down, the play has been evened out quite a bit by the Preds, but they lead where it counts 1-0 after the first period. In the second period, just over 4 minutes in, the play is in the Preds zone. Blackhawks forward Ryan Green pokes it out of the corner into the slot to Blackhawks sensation Connor Bedard, who skates in a little bit, lunges over and uses Captain Roman Josi as a screen to get it by him and past Justus Annan, who can't get his glove on it. It goes in the Preds net. Connor Bedard has tied his game at 1. I'm going to keep counting until the Preds finally get one. That is now 58 games that the Preds have played this season without having recorded a shutout. Maybe if I loudly assume and proclaim that the Preds are never going to get a shutout this season, they'll surprise me and finally get one. Nearly 9 minutes into the second period, Connor Bedard is at it again. Gets behind the Preds defense. Clean cut breakaway, and I'm like, okay, he's going to score, he's going to score. No! Justus Annan with a huge save, saves the Preds bacon and keeps this game tied at 1. Then fast forward to just over 8 minutes left to go in the second period. Steven Stamkos with a partial break curls in, gets a good look in tight on Spencer Knight, but can't beat him. Willie Donick on the Preds feed. Yes, I could finally relax. I was able to watch the FanDuel Preds feed in this game. Willie Donick would announce that the Preds were playing with 5D as Brady Shea hadn't come out for the second period. Hopefully the Preds won't have another injury problem because they would like to leave the young up-and-coming guys in Milwaukee. Under 5 minutes left to go in the second period. This is still a relatively even game. Preds would have a 2-on-1 opportunity under a minute left to go in the second period, but Ryan O'Reilly can't put the Preds ahead. Second period would finally conclude. 40 minutes in the books. Preds deciding to finally cause some separation, it would appear, outshooting the Blackhawks 20-14 through 40 minutes. On the bright side, Brady Shea has returned to the Preds bench to start the third period. 85 seconds into the third period, Adam Wilsby is assessed a delay of game penalty, giving the Preds their fourth penalty to kill to that moment in time, while the refs have not awarded the Preds a single power play. Preds penalty kill does well for about 90% of that 2-minute power play, including 2 key big pad saves by Annan on Teravainen. But right about when the penalty is close to expiring in the Preds zone, Teravainen with a shot that's knocked down by his stick, so it's a legal play by Tyler Bertuzzi, and then he gets the puck down and a rebound and bats it home past Annan. Blackhawks with their first lead of the game, now leading 2-1. Oh look, a little over 5 minutes into the third period, the Preds finally get a power play as Nick Foligno is assessed an interference penalty on Ryan O'Reilly. And then it's the Preds' turn to score late in the man advantage. Eric Hollis sets up the rookie Matthew Wood, who roofs it past Spencer Knight to tie this game at 2 on his 10th of the season. His 10th of the season, you don't say? Pretty safe to say that I think the Preds would be in capable hands of somebody who could move into the top 6 if, say, Barry Trotz wanted to trade Michael Bunting, who is a pending unrestricted free agent, to get assets moving forward to improve this team next year and a year after that. Wouldn't you agree, Preds Nation? 7 minutes and change left in the game, and it appears like we're going to get a 4-on-4 situation. But Michael McCarron gets a roughing penalty and a tripping penalty, and then Sam Rinzo of the Blackhawks only gets a roughing penalty. The extra 2 minutes for the Preds served by Michael Bunting, meaning the Preds will have to kill off another power play. The Preds would successfully kill off that man advantage, thank you hockey gods, as just as it was about to conclude, they muster a 2-on-1 chance shorthanded and can't score. Under 3.5 left to go in regulation, pretty much next goal wins territory now in this game for these two teams. The captain, Roman Josi, carries the puck through the neutral zone, down the right wing board into the Blackhawks zone, and just as he's about to hit the goal line, sends the puck into the slot to find Ryan O'Reilly, who, with the most beautiful redirection you'll ever see, that not just goes into the net eventually, it goes through Sam Rinsol's legs and then beats Spencer Knight to reclaim the lead for the Preds, now up 3-2. Under 90 seconds left to go in regulation, Blackhawks coach Jeff Blashill is desperate. He's finally able to pull Spencer Knight for the extra attacker. Blackhawks don't get a very good chance to tie it thanks to the Preds defenders that are put on the ice by Bruno, and then eventually there's a turnover under a minute left to go in regulation. Steven Stamkos would eventually get his stick on it and would send it into the empty net to give the Preds that all-important breathing room in this game against the team that the players and the fans hate the most, putting the Preds ahead 4-2. That is Steven Stamkos' 29th goal of the season. Who thought he was capable of that after this team's slow start to start the season? His 611th of his career. Still third all-time in active players in NHL goal scoring. It moves him into 19th, sole position of 19th in NHL goal scoring, now moving past Bobby Hull. The remainder of the clock expires. The Preds win in their first game after the post-Olympic break against their arch rivals in the Central Division by a final of 4-2 over the Chicago Blackhawks. Well, quite the predicament the Preds find themselves in. They won today in regulation, and they got help on the out-of-town scoreboard yesterday and today. They are now 2 points back of possibly, maybe getting their ticket punched to play hockey in late April. But do you really want them to make all this effort to make it just to lose to Colorado? Unless you really do believe in miracles, which, by the way, Sunday was not one. The trade freeze that occurred over the NHL Olympic break has now been lifted. This game showed that the Preds do have pieces that could be traded for by upper echelon teams for a deep playoff run into May, late May, and perhaps even June, with the NHL trade deadline just around the corner. You have Michael Bunting, who would be a solid middle six player on a much better team. Michael McCarron, who could provide toughness and would protect your stars. And then there's Ryan O'Reilly with his veteran leadership. And by the way, for those who need a reminder, one more year on this contract after this year. That's what we call term. I hope General Manager Barry Trotz, I'm talking to you, is out there fielding phone calls. In the meantime, the Preds have next up on the schedule Dallas in Dallas on Saturday night, before 3 more games next week before the March 6th NHL trade deadline. I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be here cranking out content of Preds fan reaction videos after games, and quite possibly 1, 2, maybe 3 trade videos over the next 8 days. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click a like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media and interact with me during every Preds game and any Preds news that might pop up, especially over the next 8 days, by clicking on a channel name. Tell all your friends about redemption. Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. Just like certain players are proving just that right now, especially with how this game turned out tonight. Don't miss a chance to witness redemption.